Hello everybody, welcome back. Hope you're having a good afternoon. I'm going to be your caster for today. My name is Eon TvP. I'm going to cast one of my own games. This is actually a TvP. My Blue Protoss opponent player. He's a 2700 rated Protoss player in Diamond. And I just got 2400, so I'm happy with that. Every time I break another 100 is always it's always cool. It's always a good milestone. So let's talk about this map. Steps War, pretty small map. I always expect a lot of aggression on this map, and I usually always expect a Corona Boosted Zealot to come out on this map because it's so strong. You can get that Corona Boosted Zealot out into your opponent's base and maybe kill a supply depot or kill, not a supply depot, an SCV or something like that really quickly. And usually though your opponent will use a probe and maybe weaken up a couple of your SCVs, and then it'll make it easier for a Zealot to just maybe one-shot them instead. So I'm just trying to keep that probe off of my SCV while he's building that barracks, so I can get that barracks up extremely quick. My opponent going for a gateway. I'm just attacking his pylon because I got this SCV here. I'm going to leave it here to scout with anyways, just keeping it in there. And get my gas up, and actually making a mistake here, getting 4 on gas. I don't know what it is. Every time I cast like my own game, I always have 4 on gas, and every other time I don't, I'm always only have 3. So sucking right there, but get my Marine out. I'm actually anticipating on this game. Strategy going in was to get 2 barracks and pressure with 2 barracks and kind of go from there. Maybe throw up an expansion depending on how he plays or something like that. But he finally pulls a probe to get him off that pylon, and I'm quickly running away. I saw him throw down the Cybernetic core, so I'm not anticipating any type of 2 gate play. So I figured out what was going on from there, and I'm running away because he's on my tail. So I'm just going to go back to base anyway. And I'm kind of making a fallback position up here into the wall. I don't like to wall off up here at the front because it's really easy for stalkers to pick off units and stuff like that. But I'm making a little bit of a barricade here in the back. I tech lab up after I make my first Marine, and I'm going to start making a Marauder, and I'm going to start researching that concussive shell really quickly, because concussive shell is really helpful whenever you have to deal with a unit. And you can see his first Zealot he comes in. He can just run straight across the map in here and do so much damage. I got my Marine Marauder out, and I just have to pay attention to this, and I'm going to start microing away. But you can see how much damage that one Zealot has done so far. At this point he sees him to start microing him, so he just instantly starts turning around, runs away. His shields are gone, so he just falls back, and he's going to regenerate those shields. But you can see he's done a lot of damage to my Marine, a lot of damage to my Marauder, and he's going to regenerate those shields and be pretty good with that. But now he's on the attack with a Stalker and a Zealot. So I guess he's going to turn around and try and do some more damage. Let's see, did he scout my 2 barracks? He scouted the 2 barracks, so not sure why he's actually attacking me here. Actually, he's not attacking, he's just falling back. He's kind of hanging out in there. I do pick him up, though. I do have concussive shells, so I'm going to focus fire, kill that Stalker first, and then I can out-micro that Zealot for the rest of time. And he's just going to end up dying. So I'm going to deal with that Zealot. That's gone. So I killed this first Stalker and first Zealot, and I got 2 barracks play going, so I'm on the pressure. I want to go attack right now. I feel pretty good. And after killing those first couple of units, I'm like, okay, I'm going to actually apply more pressure. I'm going to throw down another barracks. Keep producing units, research stem, and make sure I don't get supply blocked. Don't want to get supply blocked whenever you're wanting to do some intense pressure. So I'm up here, I'm running into his base, and I see he's got a robotics facility. So my plan is to try and focus fire, kill the Stalker, but he eventually micros back, falls back. My plan was to focus fire, kill that pylon, but he pulls up some probes, and I figure, probes, cool. I'll take care of that. And I see a sentry. I'm like, oh, free sentry kill the sentry. That way I don't have to deal with force fields later. Throws down a force field. Not really that useful, but there we go. I go back to the pylon. I know if I kill this pylon, it's going to deactivate 2 of these gateways, thus stopping his units. And right here, this Immortal comes out, and I think I can just kill it with these 4 units, but sure enough, I don't. And he just crushes all 4 of my units there. Got pretty close to getting it, but I must have not calculated in the damage of that Stalker, so I lose all those units. That was a little bit of a mistake on my part. I probably should have either just ran away as soon as that Immortal came out, and something like that. But anyway, I got 3 barracks up and running. Stem is about finished, so my next attack, I'm just going to start massing up units, getting up a big force, and go for an attack whenever my stem finishes, just to do some more damage, because I know that he has done... I know that he had lost a lot of production time, and he might actually have been supply blocked there for a little bit, but he's throwing up an expansion. Same time I'm throwing up an expansion. Pretty similar time, but you can check the resources. I'm actually a little bit ahead in the food. Harvester-wise, he's actually ahead of me. I think he's been spending most of his Chrono Boosts on his workers, and I probably forgot 1 or 2. But pretty well saturated anyway, not really a big deal, but I'm 3. 3 barracks, so producing a lot of units, constantly producing Marines out of those, Marauders out of that, and I'm going to go up here for a push. And I see he's got 3 sentries, so I'm expecting him just to have an expansion anyway. So I'm just going to try and focus fire and kill these sentries, that way my next attack is going to have fewer sentries and won't be able to force field me out. And I'm just trying to micro here, come back and forth, back and forth. I'm not sure why he keeps pushing up to the front there. I think he should have just stayed back, but anyway, I killed those sentries and now I'm just going to run away. I'm scared of that Immortal, that's the same Immortal I think that killed me earlier, so I'm running away from him and just falling back at this point. He's got his observer out, and he's just going to be checking out what I'm doing. My expansion's almost finished. I'm starting researching combat shields. I'm getting a reactor down here on this guy, throwing down another barracks, and I think I'm going to even throw down another barracks. Yeah, I'm going to try and stick to mostly barracks units this game, just apply a constant amount of pressure and keep his army count really low so he doesn't get to keep those really nice high-tech units. He's warping in some more sentries and 1 or 2 stalkers and zealots there, but yeah, I'm just going to keep massing a bunch of bio, do a little bit of SCV transfer, and upgrade this guy to an orbital pretty soon. So he's in my base scouting everything out. He knows I'm going mostly bio at this point. I think he did scout, yeah, he even scouted those 2 barracks over there, and building a couple more gateways. Definitely need at least 6 gateways, and here's where he throws down a Twilight Council, and the Twilight Council is going to eventually be High Templar, which is a really smart move in this place of this Protoss player's decision, because you know, if your opponent's going mass bio, Storm will be really good against that. And of course there was a Ursa calf there, or whatever the hell that thing's called, so get rid of that guy. I don't want him getting in my way and messing up my micro. But, so basically, I throw down this factory so I can get the starport up. I'm going to throw a reactor on there so I can get some medevacs out and do some healing, do some drops and stuff like that. And he's got his observer, is it on patrol? No, I don't think so. He's just over here scouting, looking around. But I'm just going to keep building up my force, keep producing SCVs. I have my second gas up now. I'm going to need that second gas if I want to produce some units out of that starport. And building an engineering bay, and start getting some upgrades. Just try to spend all your money as much as possible. Don't get supply blocked. And I'm going to go for an attack. So let's check the food count here. So this is a pretty bad attack right now because I'm at like, he's at like 78 food. I'm at 69, so he definitely got ahead of me there. I think I might have forgot to make a couple SCVs there at the middle point of the game, but just rallying all my units here to the front of my ramp, and just kind of hanging out here in the front. I think I do actually scan first. No, actually, I send this Hellion up here to see what type of army he has. So I saw the army. I'm like, okay, that's more than I wanted to deal with. So I'm gonna go for a second prong attack and not really dedicate the whole front of my attack. So what I'm gonna do is put 8 Marines inside this medevac. And this is going to be what I'm primarily focusing on attacking with here. So I'm going to use my main force, going for an attack, distract them, and then try to run away, trying to make them use force fields. At the same time, I'm going to drop in these medevacs, or drop in these Marines here and just get a bunch of kills. So I'll leave this harvester count up. So there we go. He pulls back at the same time. I scan, make sure where he's at. He actually splits up his units force, which is actually really smart. And throws down a bunch of force fields. He uses a bunch of force fields, and I'm just kind of picking off a bunch of zealots at this point. Down here, Marines with medevac, dealing a bunch of damage, heals. I got combat shield going, so these stalkers and stalkers aren't too strong. So this fight actually went pretty well for me here in the front. Those force fields worked out for me there at the beginning, and then I fall back. I want to keep those marauders alive, and I get a bunch of kills here. You can see his harvester count drop down all the way to 38, so I'm going to pick those guys up and run away pretty quickly. And at this point, I scout this warp prism, so he must have been planning an attack like literally the exact same time I was going in for my attack. So I see this guy, and I kill him before he gets to drop in any units. So that just worked out really well for me there. My my attack timing happened just a little bit before his warp prism was planning to go off. So that worked for me. So I cripple his economy there. Actually do quite a bit of SCV or probe damage. And I'm actually going to throw up some tech labs now. I got some time to put some tech lab add-ons onto my barracks. Keep building supply depots, of course, so I want to get supply block. Now I'm getting a reactor on here, and I'm going to start making tanks just for defense for the time being, and I'm actually going to go for another attack here pretty soon. I feel I did quite a bit of damage to him. Excuse me. And here's the point where I realize he's got high Templars, and I actually got way too much money right now. My macro, oh man, I need to work on my macro so bad. But anyway, he's pulling back here to his main, and I'm just going to come up here, kill his pylon, and see, what do? Do I fall back here? Yeah, I actually do fall back. And I'm actually was trying to bait him to chase me up here, pull him out of his base. But I'm going to go take these guys, go back into his main, drop, do some damage, force him to split up his forces, and actually lose this medevac because he was smart, warps in a stalker, and actually stop moving that medevac for the time being. But I get all my units out and stem, just trying to kill some stalkers, but I messed up at this point. I really should have ran those guys away. That was a really bad drop on my part. But anyway, I know all his units are in there in front, so I'm going to come up here, try and get him in a bad choke point right here outside this point. So I try to spread my units well enough so Storm doesn't kill me, but anyway, it does a lot of damage and pretty much just crushes me. So both those attacks not going nearly as well as my first attack, where I split them up at the front and then dropped the Marines in the back, did a bunch of damage. This one was like the exact opposite, and after that attack I thought, oh my god, I'm going to lose. I'm literally I was thinking I lost this game already. So I try to get my tanks up here, but Siege isn't finished yet, unfortunately. Harvester count is the same, so Siege is almost finished, but he's coming in here to attack me. I'm like, oh man, this is not looking good. 87 food to 90, so I'm actually a little bit ahead at this point, but I feel like I'm losing. I don't know why. I think I lost the game already, so I'm just not even lifting up my orbital. I don't even care. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I'm like, maybe I'm gonna stick around and fight. So here I do a little trick. I take all my SCVs. Let me pause this for a second. I take all my SCVs, I put him here in the ramp, and I put him in hold position. And what that means is if he has his zealots on attack move, he's not going to attack my SCVs just because they're not a priority. So I put all my SCVs on the ramp, put them in hold position, and unless he like manually hold positions his zealots, or he actually right clicks on the SCVs, those zealots are just going to run around and not actually attack anything. And because his army consists of all zealots and one immortal, the only thing actually attacking this fight is going to be the immortal. So we can watch how this plays out. So you can see this, he even has charge, so yeah, basically it's just this one immortal tanking, and then you can see all these SCVs surrounding this tank, protecting it, and all these units are just going to die. You can see this immortal still attacking, doing some damage, but I have quite a few units left. And I still think I'm going to lose at this point, for whatever reason. I just feel bad, and this High Templar is up here hiding, trying to sneak in, but I see him, and I'm going to go pick him off. I think he actually feedbacks my medevac, dealing a little bit of damage, but I rebuild my command center. And I mean, I should have lifted off my orbital, but I don't know. I just felt like I was going to lose after those two horrible botched attacks that went so badly. I'm like, oh my god, facepalm, I'm losing this game already, and this is garbage. I'm just going to let my orbital die, whatever. I'm going to lose this fight, but he didn't have as much as I thought he did, so I didn't have a good gauge on like what actual armor composition he had and how well I can deal with it, but I definitely could have played that a lot better. Anyways, I'm going to go in for a drop. I'm going to use some tanks, siege up back here, and try and pick off some of these units. I'm doing a double drop. I'm going to actually take these to the back of his base and siege up right here, use this medevac for scouting, and just kill some probes. Cause him to have to pull his units all the way around, because he's going to have to pull them all the way out around here to deal with this, and at the same time, I'm going to drop these guys here in the back, which are so far away from these units way up here in the front, so now he has to deal with, what am I going to attack? I just stem two Marauders and start picking off probes. And you can check his harvester count, and just drops down pretty far. And here, he actually, as soon as he saw him pull all these units up here, I'm like, okay, I'll carry my Marine Marauder over here and just kill a bunch of units. And I'm just basically just trying to beat everywhere where he isn't, and just get a bunch of probe kills. And you can see he was up at 60, now he's at 49, so he's doing a bunch of damage. And I'm going to go pick these guys back up, because I figure he's on the move. He actually warped in some zealots down here to deal with me, so at the same time, I'm bringing this medevac up here. I'm just going to drop and kill some more probes. And at the same time, he's going on the offensive, but I built up a bunch of bunkers. I got some ghosts for EMP, snipe, and whatnot. Tank isn't in siege mode, which is a mistake, but anyway, he's going up here for an attack. Zealots charging and storming a great position, feedback to my ghost, and just completely owning me at this point. I have really bad positioning, should have gotten those bunkers, but my ghosts are still alive, like a couple of them still alive there. Got some marauders here on the high ground I rallied. At the same time, these marauders are just getting kills. 7 kills on that one, 8 kills on this one. And he's kind of just running in here to a choke point. He doesn't have vision up there. He's trying to get up there, but I'm just sniping. He's storming. And I just snipe, and spamming snipe as much as possible. Kill off all those High Templars. And I kind of fought that off a lot better. At the same time, these marauders got so many kills, 11 kills, 12 kills. You can see his harvester count way down to 20. So basically the only thing that's been keeping me in the game has been these drops. 2 of the 3 have been effective. That one just went horribly, and he counterattacked and crushed me. I think after he killed my expansion, he kind of felt because I felt I was going to lose, like right there. I assumed he felt he was going to win, so maybe he's being way too aggressive, and just like overcommitting to attacks he really shouldn't have. Maybe just getting a little too aggressive and where he shouldn't have. Because he could have easily, he didn't have to attack with all those High Templars running up there, losing all of them. He could have just waited, went back to his base, defended. Now you can see he's punching with a bunch of Zealots, and Stalker's going in for another attack, but I got 3 Ghosts out. Ghosts do so much damage. Look at that, 22 damage to Zealots, and they just really wreck it. So he's actually killing that bunker. There's nothing in it, though. I guess he didn't know that. But I'm just going to kill off all those Zealots really quickly, because Ghosts just do so much damage, and kill off these units. But basically, I think at this point, he's kind of on tilt. He really just has had some really, like that first counterattack he did was really effective. I lose my main, lose a whole bunch of units, but the following counterattacks really haven't been that effective. And I've just been kind of abusing drops as much as possible by killing off his workers. So many workers I've killed this game. I think he's back at 32. So he's had this third for a while. And I just start this, my third over here. I've got saved up a bunch of energy so I could, because I knew I was going to build this expansion here, so I saved up my energy because I know I'm going to drop it onto this gold, and that brings us to a planetary fortress. And if I can get this thing to a planetary fortress, I know I'm going to be safe. I know I'm going to have a lot of economies built up, and I'll be able to last for a little bit longer in the game. So I'm feeling a little confident now after I fought off that attack, and I know my food count is pretty high. Let's see, I'm at 81. He is at 53, so yeah, it's doing a whole bunch of economic damage. And that Zealot actually comes in here and gets all of my mule kills. I wasn't paying attention to that, and lose some mules there. But I'm going to go on the offensive. I got enough. Do I have enough for EMP? Looks like nope, I don't have enough for EMP, but I scan first, see what he's up, and I see, okay, 2 High Templars, a couple Zealots. I can deal with that. So I'm trying to split up my forces here, but he's going on the offensive. Yep, he goes on the offensive. I was trying to split up my forces, maybe use some drops, but no. He lands a Storm, I hit him with an EMP, and he uses all his energy so he can try and warp to an Archon, but it's going to die. He's trying to warp in some more units to deal with this. Great storms, but my medevacs are healing away. Another good storm. Those Ghosts have a lot of life. They just don't get hurt by storm that much. Maybe it's because they're Psionic, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, killing off all his units here, throwing down an EMP, and basically at this point kind of just cleaning up because I got this one mining really well. This one is on the way. Just keep on doing reinforcements. And actually another really good storm there. I lose all my units. He does fight that off. But I mean, at this point, I'm deciding. Okay, it hurt him quite a bit. I've been going a lot of Marine Bio. I'm going to add in a Banshee with Cloak, just a wild card because considering his forces he's been getting, he hasn't got any units from the Robo for a really long time. And I'm not even sure if he has an Observer out anywhere on the map because I did kill it once. And a lot of times Protoss players will not rebuild their Observer once or twice after it dies, so I figured, you know what the hell, I'll make a Banshee. I got a lot of extra resources. I got Cloak. If he doesn't have anything, this thing is going to do a ton of damage. So anyways, I'm going to bring this Banshee back here, and at the same time I'm rallying some more units, and I'm actually going to go and attack. And he's actually storming my Banshee, which I wasn't anticipating, and actually gets it really low, down to 20 life. He even warps in another High Templar, and he even kills it right here. Pretty sure this is where he kills it. Yep, he kills and gets it right there. Definitely wasn't expecting that, but anyways, I scan once again, see how many units he's up. I'm like, okay, I can take those guys. And just go in there, focus fire, kill down those High Templars, kill this pylon. I know if I kill the pylon. Oh no, why didn't I kill the pylon? There we go. And kill those units off. And just focus fire, kill down some probes. And at this point, his economy just isn't that hot. I'm really hurting his third base a lot. My third base is just kicking, doing really well. And I kill off the rest of his units. There he goes, GG. But the point of this game, which I want to talk about, was feeling like you're going to lose and like giving up. Because I could have easily like lost my Expo right there, lost that fight, and just GG'd right there. I mean, whenever you play games, you're like you're assuming what your opponent has, like how much food they have, how many bases they have, stuff like that. And like if you don't scout them, you're just basing this on assumptions. So I mean, I could have easily just GG'd right there, quit and left. But I mean, maybe it gave him like a false sense of like security, like he felt stronger than what he actually was, and I thought he was stronger than he actually was. But the game just turned around and worked out for in my favor. I got a lot of really good fights up here on this ramp where I blocked him off those SCVs, and those ghosts kept me alive for a while. And 2 of my 3 drops worked out really well. They were dealt a lot of damage. Killed, I think in this game, if I remember, he made 107 probes. So he made a lot of harvesters this game. Definitely, he did a lot better macro than I did this game. He just kept making harvesters, and that's definitely my worst skill in this game. Playing is definitely my macro. It's something I constantly have to work on. But my strength in this game, which is I like to play towards, is just like my timing of attacks. Like the time whenever I came down here, dropped my Marines, and at the same time, whenever I saw him going for attack, I came in from the front, trying to split up his army, do some attacks. At the same time, I dropped the tank back here, force him to pull all his units around. Then I go for another attack here, just spread up his forces as much as possible. Then as soon as he ran up here, I dropped in the units here, and just back and forth, just make him go be all over the map at once. And I think that's really my benefit, is just trying to coordinate my attacks as much as possible. But yeah, if I would have lifted this orbital command at my natural, kept it alive, and fought off his attack, maybe he wouldn't have been as, I don't know. It just felt like his attacks were a little too aggressive and they didn't really accomplish as much as they should have. They weren't really organized as well. The warp prism thing could have been really effective. It could have really screwed me over. He could have warped in 5 or 6 zealots and just trashed me, but my attack was just a little bit before his. So that definitely was a key point in the game. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Oh yeah, this is gonna come out during like Christmas time because I'm actually going home over Christmas for 2 weeks. So I'm recording all these ahead of time so I can release them like while I'm on vacation and whatnot. Because I'm gonna be back in Missouri where I have 56K and that's not good for doing anything. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave comments and whatnot. I'll see you later.